Real estate may be a helpful addition to an investment portfolio, since its piece of real estate is not only absolutely unique, but no more of it will be created. Real estate is a great way to boost the value of your investment. Whatever kind of real estate investment you pick, there are several options for real estate investors. Whether you want to be hands-on or completely hands-off, you will now learn 2022 Real Estate Investing Guide. Hello everyone, welcome to Wealthy Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about the 2022 Real Estate Investing Guide to build your wealth. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. What you should know about real estate investment. For many new investors, real estate investment symbolizes the pinnacle of achievement. Unlike stocks and bonds, real estate may be touched and stood on regardless of market conditions. Even if the market falls, you still have a chunk of the globe that is not going away. Many investors find comfort in this kind of investment that they cannot get in other types of investments, even if they are backed by very genuine corporations. Unfortunately, many people have the entirely incorrect assumption that the value of real estate can only grow. If the quality of the property deteriorates or the area loses its charm, you may experience smaller returns or even a collapse in the value of your house. Real estate, unlike stocks, needs upkeep, whether you do it yourself or hire someone, as well as the payment of other expenditures like taxes and insurance, even if you're not making a profit. Even in the worst-case scenario, real estate has a propensity to retain some value, although this is far from a guarantee. When making any kind of investment, it is critical to understand your real estate market, competition, possible audience, and the earning potential of your property. Although most real estate investment is not glamorous, it may be a decent alternative to hazardous stocks and other assets such as Bitcoin. Despite the fact that most people associate real estate investing with owning a small rental property, there are numerous more ways to get into the market. Each has risks and advantages. Several provide unique investment possibilities and follow the 2022 Real Estate Investing Guide. Short-term leases. Using extra houses or auxiliary residences that are already on your property to produce extra revenue is a fantastic concept. When renting out short-term rental homes by the night or the week, you have a lot of control over who gets the keys. Furthermore, you may earn higher returns than with a regular residential lease. Because many homeowners associations and municipalities are on the warpath against short-term rental landlords and many have outright prohibited them, be sure the location where your short-term rental property is situated allows for such a transaction. Also, you need to be good at customer service because reviews from past guests can affect how popular your rental is. Land speculation. When you acquire a piece of land with the intention of selling it whole or in parts, you are indulging in land speculation, which is the first real estate tip and trick. You may be permitted to own land in specific areas of the country, but you must sell the water or mineral rights to other organizations, such as mining enterprises or oil and gas companies. Even while land speculation is often a short-term kind of real estate investment, oil and gas miners, farmers, house builders, or commercial developers, selecting the right land piece at the right price at the right time may help a wise investor earn a tidy return. Oil and gas miners, farmers, house builders, or commercial developers. Land speculation, although easy, may be risky. You must be aware of the advantages your land offers to a specialized market, as well as its existing worth and future possibilities. You'll also need to employ pros to record everything. Property speculation has a high level of risk, since it often involves serving as a middleman between land sellers and land developers, especially if demand for real estate in your area starts to fall. Remember that plot of property that has remained undeveloped for 20 years, despite repeated assurances that it would be developed? Property resale. Everyone has heard of property flipping by now, but what you see on television does not fully depict the process of efficiently purchasing a residential property, upgrading it, and then selling it to a buyer who will enjoy it. You'll need a substantial amount of money to pay for labor and supplies. You'll also want a trustworthy construction crew or subcontractor. Furthermore, you will very certainly be subjected to a series of inspections, all of which must be passed before you can place your property on the market. Although it is possible to get a construction credit due to experience requirements and other bank-imposed constraints, first-time flippers often face difficulties. In the present real estate market, a flip that is priced correctly and appraised for the asking price may not be on the market for long. Be prepared to execute any additional repairs uncovered during the buyer's inspection. Nobody, no matter how people have worked on the house, is perfect. In the worst-case situation, you can rent out your flip house. Although it would be less desirable and it would take considerably longer to repay your investment. If no one wants to buy the property, this may be a possibility. Sometimes the market changes after you start a project and your only option is to keep going. Always have a backup plan when launching a property flipping company. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to talk about the 2022 Real Estate Investing Guide. Commercial property. Investing in commercial real estate may take a variety of shapes. Construction projects might include a tiny mini-storage facility, a few unoccupied warehouses in an industrial park, a small building, or even an office complex. Each of these assets requires a unique set of abilities to lease. But in the end, commercial real estate typically outperforms residential real estate and fetches greater rates. Commercial real estate may carry significant risks. It may be difficult to locate renters for some types of real estate in depressed markets. For example, workplace rentals have been hit or miss during the COVID-19 pandemic, with some firms allowing their workers to return to the office, while others still keeping them at home. When it comes to directly owned commercial real estate, however, it cannot be leased fast enough. It is critical to have a qualified property management or real estate agent on your side. In terms of real estate tips and tactics, commercial real estate may be the most lucrative. Rental properties on a large scale. Larger scale rental properties as opposed to small scale residential rentals are often hands-off operations. These are often larger apartment complexes, single-owner house developments, or even a grouping of residential buildings. Unless you have a substantial cash reserve, you'll most likely invest in these properties as part of an investment group. The group might be a few close friends with money to invest in, or it could be a firm that allows you to buy a part in the development. For those with no previous construction or landlording experience, large residential rental portfolios may be an appealing entrance point into the world of real estate investing. Keep a close check on the business in charge of the investment. It should be debt-free, have a cash reserve for upkeep, and have a clear strategy for the future. Determine how long you have to keep an investment before selling it. Regardless of the state of the market, certain firms will lock you in for a longer length of time than others. Rental properties on a small scale. Some people opt to invest in real estate by acquiring a few small houses. A couple of houses or a duplex may be a nice place to start to get a taste of what it's like to be a hands-on landlord. The vast majority of very small landlords choose their own tenants, handle maintenance difficulties, and carry out their own evictions. Hiring a property manager may make sense as your real estate portfolio grows. However, the margins are likely to be too small for a manager in the start. Many of us are already acquainted with the landlording sector, since we have almost definitely rented something from someone at some time in our lives. This makes it more convenient than, say, real estate investment. You'll also have to make sure your leases are followed and keep the property in good shape. This could mean anything from hiring a plumber on a backhoe when a sewer line bursts at 3 a.m. on a Saturday to getting rent from difficult tenants. Real estate investment trust rights. On the open market, you may buy shares of funds known as real estate investment trusts. Rights are traded in the same manner as stocks. Rights, like stocks, are essentially liquid as long as you don't mind losing money. If you need your money quickly, you won't have to worry about property upkeep or any of the other day-to-day worries associated with wise investing. But you should be concerned about the management of any organization and how their assets are being utilized. As with other fractional real estate investments, make sure the company has low debt, a lot of equity that can be used if the market goes down, and a plan for its assets that looks far into the future. Because they are extremely open and need a lot of information about their income and expenses, REITs are a fantastic way for inexperienced real estate investors to add a little real estate exposure to their portfolios. REITs are subject to the same risks as any other kind of stock. You might lose a lot of money as a consequence of bad management by someone else, or the organization could be at fault. Before making a purchase, do extensive research on the product. There is a real estate investment approach for every investor. Whatever sort of investor you are, there is a real estate investment out there for you. Are you looking for something hands-on? Want to try your hand at landlording or flipping, but prefer a more set-it-and-forget-it approach? REITs may be ideal for you. Before you put any money down on a real estate investment, like with any other sort of investment, be sure you properly understand the conditions. Real estate is a lengthy game, and it pays to make these choices with care and consideration. We've reached the end of another video, and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned about the 2022 Real Estate Investing Guide. If you like this video, do give us a like. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.